Okay. All right. So we're live. So first off, hello and thank you for joining us. It has been a wild ride since the last AMA that we had a few weeks ago, which was our first one, and I believe it was the end of our first week of launching the project with Portfolio. And we have just been kind of swept up in this whirlwind of excitement with this growing community between AJ and I. And obviously Tamshi's been there from the beginning, and Alex is on the stream with us. But this overnight has become a very community driven project. It's been awesome. Our initial AMA, we wanted to get on there like nobody knew who we were. We were a couple days on the market, and our goal was to get our vision out there of what we believed that this concept can become, and what we believe this project can grow into. And I think it was a success in terms of conveying the message of who me and AJ were, how our collaborative efforts have kind of worked together to bring this thing to the market and bring it to life. And now it's taken on a whole new life of its own, and it's unbelievably exciting because the community is what's taking this thing to a whole new level. So I think we were successful in that initial goal of getting everybody to see what our vision was for what this can expand and grow into. And now that people see it, people are involved. This community has been such a tremendous part of kind of taking this to the next level, and actually now collaborating and working with us to really kind of build this out into something way more than we thought it was going to be in the first couple of weeks. And I think it's necessary to give a couple shout outs here and recognition where recognition is due. So first and foremost, just joining us on this AMA, Alex, you guys know him as Medicine, the Shill Master, been a huge part of the community. He's always in the chats. He's always active. He's always collaborating with people. He's jumping in and answering questions. He's creating shill posts to get out there to other people. Like, we just want to say thank you so much. And we appreciate you being on here for some FaceTime with us right now, Alex. It's really awesome. Dylan is the hype man of this community. He is always bringing passion and enthusiasm to every one of our forums. So we're excited to have him, a part of this project as well. Pharaoh, who's done an unbelievable job in asking really well thought out questions, really forcing us to, take our thoughts to the next level of how fast we're going to grow, what we want to turn this into, thinking about things that maybe we haven't even thought about yet. It's really exciting. And it's been an unbelievable learning experience, hearing from all these people and collaborating with everybody in the community. He also, got someone on his team with Kiki to help out and reach out to influencers, getting influencers set up for us to reach out to from YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate all the efforts. Can't forget James, that JM. He's always generating great ideas. He's been in this community since the first 3 days that we launched. I think he was the first person to write out a comment day one in our Reddit chat. He created my favorite line, which is "This dip's for you." So we really appreciate that. Keep those great ideas coming, James. Bo, who's been just awesome, and we're so excited to do more with, really just helping to collaborate with future press releases. Definitely a storytelling master. So we're excited about collaborating with him. You guys know Jason Willis, who dropped that unbelievable YouTube video on us out of nowhere, which was an awesome video on what makes the tokenomics for Portfolio unique. So that's on our YouTube page right now. So Jason, we really appreciate everything you've done with that. Him and I have talked offline, about future projects and future videos. So more to come there. And of course, Liquid Future, great questions, great collaborator, came up with the idea for the SWAT unit, which I think is going to be awesome once that gets all finalized and launched. Solid Stroke coming up with really well thought out questions as well as in the community. So first off, just big thank you guys. to everyone who's been involved and everyone who's been a part of this. It's exciting, when I go back and I look and there's 100 messages, to catch up on from, there's new ideas, there's new people coming in, there's people bringing up questions. It's really awesome to see what this is growing into. And I've also heard from a lot of these people on what their goals are. So even more so than people just buying into, a concept and a token and holding, this is becoming a network. This is becoming a really strong network of people building connections and learning about each other's backgrounds and expertise. That is very exciting about, where we can go months down the road, years down the road, because everyone that's involved from the ground floor right now absolutely has a big vision that we wanted to get out in the first AMA of where this is going to be in the next couple of years. So we've tried a lot of things. We've learned a lot, through these past couple of weeks. One of the things that we definitely wanted to bring to the table here, shortly, is we have an idea for creating a community job board, and getting that out there. We had put a lot of effort into finding people that can be content creators and outsourcing outside of the community. But there is a huge well to mine with just the people that are already involved in this project and want to be more involved and really see a future with this thing. So we want to be able to create a job board here where we can post up, either volunteer work, giving you guys the opportunity to have the resources and the tools available to bring awareness to this project. Go Shill, that's how we brought a lot of people in the beginning. They saw something in another Reddit forum or a Facebook forum. So we want to be able to give you guys the tools to help this thing grow. And then also post job boards that people can sign up for, where it's actual projects that we're capable of comping people on. That if you want to take the job, hey, here's a video that we need made, here's something that we need done, we can put that out to the community. So there's now more opportunities coming into the community. And I think over these next couple of weeks, we got to really work hard to collaborate and build out the structure and organization of this team that's going to definitely come together, and take this to the next level. So it's been huge. It's been super exciting. Thank you guys for your involvement and for really kind of pushing this thing to the next level. So we definitely have a couple questions that we want to break down. And I know something that's come up a lot has been the wallets. Breaking down those wallets and what our marketing strategy is, and it kind of ties into it. So AJ, do you want to take it off from here?
Yeah, I'll just go over the wallets. Most people just ask about the marketing wallets, and we have that broken down into a few different wallets with different amounts in them. We broke it up a little bit differently than normal projects, where it's let's take 15-20% and set it aside for marketing in one wallet that we can use whenever we need it. So we broke it up into 17 wallets. It's only 15% of the actual supply before we put in the pancake swap. So a lot of these wallets are 5 trillion, 2 trillion, 1 trillion, all the way down, broken up every 3 months for the next 48 months. And the reason we did it that way was, just coming from a business background and being very goal oriented. We wanted to set up goals along the way that we had to get to, and we were going to push ourselves to get to that point before we even had anything that we could tap into. So these wallets are actually going to be sent to Tamshi. He'll have them. I'll list them on the website right after this AMA, and you'll see the date that we plan on, like obviously not even touching the wallet till the amount that's in there in the wallet itself. And these are, like I said, they're all marketing wallets, but this is how far we were thinking out of, hey, let's set this up so we have marketing for the next 4 years to get this thing going. So yeah, but they will be listed. Obviously public access, everyone can track them, and you'll have, obviously our word that when you look at them, they're not getting touched to the date that they're on there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe those were the questions that people have, that you guys have prepared, right? So then we have some questions from the Telegram, the Reddit, and all other platforms that I have collected for you guys from the people, from the community. I'm just gonna start with a simple question. Have we had a CMS post, which is crypto moonshots, basically? Yeah,
we've had one, and it just doesn't get the traction yet. It gets buried. We definitely plan on getting it up, getting some more up there. But we plan on doing it when we have a nice following and a nice community of people that can go in And if it gets upvoted, it actually gains some traction on that really quick. And because if we just put a post up now and it gets 7 or 8 upvotes, it just gets buried. So
Yeah,
we
so
have-
I believe the idea right now is we are going to target smaller communities where our upvotes actually are going to have some impact. Let's say we have been collecting data on different Reddit groups, smaller ones where we get 40 upvotes, it will actually become a hot post or a top post even, and people will actually see the post that we have posted. Because in Crypto Moonshots, 40 upvotes is not doing anything, just gets buried under all the rest, right?
Yeah, if you're not getting 1,000 upvotes on Crypto Moonshots, and you got to search through a few pages to get to it. So, but I think even looking at it earlier, a lot of people were posting where they came from, and it was just small shills and some small, some small channels that a lot of these people are taking on a ton of, like big roles in the community right now came from these little shills. So definitely continue to do that. I know I'm showing as much as I possibly can, and then we get a chance to drop it in there and everyone upvotes it. So we're getting some traction. And I know for sure a lot of our new holders are coming from that. There's been some great efforts over the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Well, what I can say as your dedicated shill master, quote unquote, I think it's really important that the community continue to come together. And when you guys get posts somewhere, continue to share it with community. And then that's kind of our invitation to jump on that. And we want to like everything. We want to comment. Let's make these posts hot. I think that's all. A lot of us at this point have gotten the word about this project, and I think we're all happy that we have. We all feel like we're on the ground floor or something. So let's continue to share it out there in the community.
I also believe with the SWAT being set up, chill with a team, we can do these coordinated chill actions like once a week or once a day to get some more attention towards these posts as well.
Yeah, it definitely makes it more community driven than anything else. Someone hopping on a Telegram, sees a new post, it's pinned, hop in there, hop on Reddit, it takes 2 seconds to give an upvote. And if everyone's doing that, then this will gain some serious traction.
Yeah, for sure. The next question here is from Sam. He asked it on Telegram. When can we expect investments into crypto and real estate to begin with? So I'm assuming we already done a crypto investment.
Yes.
I'll let you guys answer the full question here.
So first investment down, we have 4 Ethereum, which is great. So obviously everything that turns into profit from that every 2 weeks, we want to be able to bring it back into the liquidity pool and strengthen the project. Real estate, I think we got a little way to go before we're getting involved with real estate, but we are really leaning into the networking opportunities that we have with our community, and we're finding people that are involved in real estate investment trust. So I think we got a little bit of ways to go before we can pull anything out that's going to be a lucrative investment without really kind of hurting where we're at right now. I think right now we just need to continue to grow the holders, build up the liquidity before we could take something out that's substantial. Because and again, this is the collaborative effort between us on the back end that, it doesn't really make sense for us to pull out anything to put towards an investment if it's not going to be a worthwhile investment. So we got to work on marketing and getting the brand out there and gaining more holders before I think we can, do our next one, but we'll absolutely be announcing it. Everyone will know, far in advance, when we plan to do it, but we want to be, strategic. We talked about this in the first one. We want to make sure that it's not going to damage the project in any way. So we just got to be smart with it. But
This brings me to the next question, which is linked to the investments, is how will the holders get paid? Like from the profits?
So right now, obviously, the point of the project is to strengthen the liquidity pool. That's obviously important. People see it, taking their profits out and how far it will dip down because someone took 20 grand out. Our focus of strengthening the project is that profits in the very beginning are going to go into the liquidity pool, inflate that. And then the point of obviously everyone getting involved in crypto is so they can make some money and take their profits. And if we have a healthy liquidity pool, then people can do that without hurting the project for other people. So that is going to be the role of our investments, obviously in the beginning of this project. So paying back profits directly to people right now is, it's going to be focused on the liquidity pool. I think the focus of this is going to be, if I'm thinking long term, we get on major exchanges, then we'll be able to do that where we can actually take full profits, that we make on these investments and distribute them amongst holders based off how many tokens they hold, just like that 5% is on each transaction. That would be the goal of it. And it's probably not going to obviously happen anytime soon in the next 2-3 months. But, down the road when we're on major exchanges. And I say when.
And then obviously everyone's going to see the reflections, from the 5% from when we're pulling out
Mhm.
the funds for actually buying the asset. And then of course, when we, plug that back into the liquidity pool, from investments, and as those obviously grow over time, right now it's the Ethereum, but as that portfolio continues to grow, every other week or every 2 weeks or however often we're doing it, we're now putting back into it, which obviously is a transaction of which 5% is going to come back to the holders as well. So those reflections will continue to increase, I think, exponentially over time as we accumulate more. But right now we're obviously very small. We got to build, we got to grow.
Yeah, so to recap that shortly, it's basically the benefit of holding right now is you get three times reflections on people buying and selling, reflections when the investment gets pulled out and when the profits come back into the LP, right?
Yeah. Long term, I think we get it to the point, obviously, we're paying back.
Then one of the questions was, what is the investment based on, the amount?
The amount like we're investing into certain assets, just what we pulled out. So yeah, if you go back to the $11,000 of Ethereum we bought, it's exactly what we pulled out, got invested into that. So the goal, obviously, when we really gain some traction, we'll be able to take a little more, make bigger purchases over time, but it's all going to come down to, the holders. And that's going to be, that's what, having leadership in charge of making those decisions on things that aren't going to hurt the project are definitely what's going to benefit this. A lot of people are asking if we're going to do, another one this weekend or this past weekend. And obviously that, we wouldn't have been in the position to do that at all. So, skipping that to build this momentum that we built up over this past weekend and continue to ride that out and do it at the proper time. But once we get going, I think for sure we'll get this to the point where we could do it weekly.
Mm-hmm. One of the other questions was, will there be weekly or bi-weekly AMAs like this?
I think at this point, we're looking to play it by ear. When we have, enough material and updates that we think are relevant to, obviously talk about, or enough questions that we want to be able to address, then I think it's relevant. I don't think we need to, schedule coming on here every week or every 2 weeks for where we're at right now. I think we need to focus and concentrate our efforts towards building the community and marketing. But of course, we're very involved with the community on a day-to-day. So we're hearing everything you guys are saying. We're seeing everything you guys are bringing out. And I think our focus over the next couple of weeks is just better structure and better organization, rather than just jumping on camera and, answering some questions or giving you guys updates that are already being kind of targeted in all of our communities and forums once we're ready to announce something. So playing it by ear.
I think that's pretty clear. J Bob asked on Telegram, what's up with the liquidity pool and staking into the liquidity pool? Will we be able to stake, and is it needed?
On the holders end, I think obviously anybody can stake into a liquidity pool. I mean, not financial advice, but it's a very small project. I wouldn't recommend doing it yet. And that's the point of obviously what we do. Like, people stake in liquidity pools, benefits the project a ton. But if we could do it on everyone's behalf by adding back into it constantly, like, then it takes away that, that loss that they might take.
Mm-hmm. Dangerous Magician 80 asked on Reddit, are the devs going to do a CertiK audit too? Because it's the highest level.
Yeah, I think we'll build up to that point for sure.
Yeah, we'll get there. We've done a preliminary one. We want to do a more intensive one, but obviously as we grow, we got to do more. So we'll get there.
Yeah, for sure. Where are you guys getting Grant Cardone from? Do you guys know him? Was one of the questions someone asked, because we have been stating Grant Cardone on the website and everything, and people are attracted to this, of course. So.
Personally, no, just in the sales space that we're in, yes. But I think that he's a guy that likes money and likes investors. He's always promoting it. And I think that we'll just get to the point where we'll gain his attention, from just being in that space and reaching out and getting involved.
But we're sending him enough emails because, that's happening too.
All right. Then one of the questions was, I have seen questions on one of the Reddit posts with regards to how this project might be viewed by the SEC. If the plan is to use LP to invest on behalf of the holders, is that a necessary, legitimate concern on how it's being addressed?
I already had it looked over, but we're not obviously pulling anything from the liquidity pool. We're using that obviously that 5% wallet. And then we're making decisions on obviously what gets invested. So we're not investing on anyone's behalf. So we're not making those decisions.
Yeah,
We're not making those decisions for anybody or with their money. So no.
Right. Holders just benefit from the decisions that we'll make, but we're not doing anything on behalf of anyone.
Yeah, then someone asked, major exchanges might be an issue with the tokenomics, right? How would the devs overcome that? Oh, and one last question, it's regarding security, how to avoid being sniped and other online attacks via hackers. So it's 2 questions.
I think with the tokenomics,
Audits too.
yeah. So any tokenomics, projects that have tokenomics like this, where it's like 5% is getting redistributed, they're still very new. So even looking at some other projects that just got onto exchanges like Bitmart and stuff, like they're accommodating the tokenomics to be able to have them as a token on their platform. And they're not obviously getting done the exact same way that they want. I think some projects that are up there that do reflections like that are getting bi-weekly or monthly returns. But I think the one thing with exchanges is that's something that if they want you on there because they're going to make money, obviously having you on their platform, then we can make accommodations, or they'll make the accommodations.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll make it work.
People have also been wondering about the influencers and when there will be billboards.
Times Square will come soon. Oh no, but as far as influencers, look, we've made attempts with certain influencers, and we've put a couple things out there, and we haven't really gotten kind of fruitful results from those. So we're attempting to try more and new influencers. I think what Pharaoh and Kiki put together with a long list of people that we could reach out to, and we absolutely will be reaching out to more people. We know it's going to work. It's just a matter of getting the right person. We haven't had the success that we wanted with influencers. That doesn't mean we're going to stop trying to work with influencers. But I think we've learned a lot in the process over the past couple of weeks. And I think, doing a better job of getting the collaborative efforts with people in the community and learning what people already know, rather than just going with someone, sporadic or random, I think we'll just get better with it over time. And once we catch those right people and it hits, we'll get the results that we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to stop until we do.
Mm-hmm. That brings me to the House of Gaming TikTok video. What's up with that?
Apparently it kept getting taken down because I guess mentioning words like investing and Bitcoin and giving advice. So he said he's going to redo it, and he tried a couple times so far. So we're in constant contact.
What other issues could this bring in general for the marketing? Let's say Facebook, for example.
We tried some Facebook ads. It was the same thing. If we had the token that invests into other things and it was getting taken down, we ran a Facebook ad. It sent a ton of traffic to the website, but not many holders from it. Facebook is definitely from what I've seen, a place where you can go shill in some pages, but I haven't really seen too many ads up there. We tried it. KuCoin obviously launched this past weekend. I think between that and then a lot of people going out and shilling this past weekend, we've seen great results from that. So hopefully we get off here. We're at 700 holders. So I think we're and I think people have to realize sometimes too, because it's brand new. It's 3 or 4 weeks old, this project. So coming from other projects where you go in your Trust Wallet and you see that there's a logo in there, it's easy to come in and see 650, 700 holders in this project and wonder where the logo is, but not always understanding that you have to be at 2,500 holders before Trust Wallet even lets you put your logo up there, and getting on CoinMarketCap before your price even shows up in your Trust Wallet. So these are all milestones that have to get hit along the way before we can make any kind of decisions or get invited onto platforms like that. And we're all in it for the ride now. And it seems like it's so different from these other platforms or these other projects that people might be involved in because it's so new. A lot of anyone that's holding the token right now is sub 1,000 holders. That's great. it's going to be great for, holding when, this project blows up, but it's still only 3 or 4 weeks old.
And one thing about AJ and I is that, we're definitely we're definitely open-minded, and we're willing to try new things. I mean, we did a Telegram campaign, and, that really didn't produce the results that we were looking for either. I mean, we woke up and there were like 800 new members in there, and then all those accounts were ghosted in the next 48 hours. So we're willing to try, anything that we think could work or could gain some traction. And then if it doesn't, we scrap it. We'll move on to the next one. And I can tell you right now, there's no shortage of ideas coming from this community on things we can do to get the project out there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe another good question to ask here is, where are the funds coming from to do this marketing right now? Is it getting pulled from a PTF wallet, or is it getting pulled from the investment wallets?
No, right now,
Yeah, AJ and Anthony's wallets. No, but even like setting up the first marketing wallet, it was like, hey, we're not going to touch it. We're not going to touch this project till it's at least a month old. And, we're only at 700 holders, and maybe we thought we would be at a little bit more, but, we're out of pocket on this until it gets going.
Yeah.
And look, we're making the marketing wallets. We're spacing them out 4 years. We plan on this thing being around for a while.
To go back to the influencers, I also want to point out that we have been working on gathering information on influencers, and that we will be trying different tactics to reach out to them. So it's it's not just only sending out a few emails here and there. We're working on bigger things there. One of the questions here by Faro was, are there already potential employees?
Well, Tamshi, you've been the backbone, of working with us. So we would love to be in a position where we can do more with you, and then offer you more opportunity. Obviously AJ and I talk a lot about that, but we know we need to grow this. We've talked with a couple people to help out with social media. I've interviewed a couple people. We haven't really kind of met anyone that we thought is the right person to kind of bring into a very small circle of people right now. But again, like we're looking at what we can do with the people that are already involved, and we're always on the lookout, for someone that would be a great member of joining our team. But we just know we got to grow. We got to get the whole.
Then someone else asked, it's unclear to me on how the cost of developing the token and managing the portfolio are handled. So I'm assuming this was a question that's more like, how will the investments get decided, and how will we see the overview of them?
I mean, I think that end of it, we already answered it. Obviously, we're going to be investing in the things that we think will be the best, return, because that's what's going to, like the first AMA, holding Bitcoin just because it's Bitcoin, definitely not as lucrative as maybe getting involved in something like Cardano that's going to grow, or Ethereum. As far as like, was the first part of it, where the money come from to develop the token? So I mean, obviously that was us, developing the project.
Yeah, and then someone asked, when are we getting signed up for CoinGecko or other listings? I've briefly answered this question in the Telegram myself, but I'll let you guys
You want
take the question. I can answer it. So basically, it comes down to once you join a listing, you get a big pump, but it also means that you're probably gonna lose a bit after it, right? So the goal here is to get 50 million market cap first, because we're on PancakeSwap. And PancakeSwap has like, 39 million active wallets?
47.5 million.
47.5 million. There you go. They know better than us. And we want to really use those active wallets to our advantage before we actually go on listings. Because going on a listing with 50 mil is way more beneficial than going in the listing with 10 million, for example, because you will get a way bigger boost at 50 mil than at 10 million.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just taking advantage of, the space that we're in first.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, I mean, when I looked it up and I saw that PancakeSwap had 47.5 million active users, I was kind of blown away. I thought that was a lot more than I thought, but just obviously staying in that space, because we've only been in that space for 3-4 weeks now, to get the most out of it. And then once we feel like we got the most out of it, then obviously starting to look for other exchanges.
Mm-hmm. I also want to point out for the people in Discord right now, you can ask your questions in the Ask Me Anything questions above the voice call here. So if you have any questions for the developers, you can leave them there right now and we can answer them shortly. And then someone asked, are you planning on using a marketing agency in Europe or to open an office in Europe?
I always want to go to Europe, so that'd be kind of cool. Nah, but we, you know, we've been looking at a lot of marketing agencies. You know, definitely realized quickly that we have to get with ones that were specialized in crypto. We got tired of doing calls where, you know, these marketing agencies were telling us they can, you know, get us on the first page of Google and take care of all our Google reviews. We're like, this is not a crypto space type marketing firm, but we actually got a few lined up that were very promising. So we even got one lined up for a call that is specializes in Reddit marketing, which I think Reddit marketing, which we've seen obviously a lot of promise so far from that. So I think if we had a team that was specialized in Reddit marketing, it could go a long way. So we'll see how that call goes.
And in the long term, are you planning on looking more into people outside of the community, or are you just planning to go full in-house at some point?
I think, well, we were originally going to go, we were looking outside the community. And then you start having, you know, some people with, you know, coming forward with amazing talents and making these videos and just seeing how much talent was in the community. I think it's going to be a little bit of both. I think putting out there like a job board of, hey, here's what we want to get done, and see if anybody can specialize in it before we go and pay an outside source. I think that's going to go a long way. And I think we'll get more out of the community too, because if they're invested in the project, and they're going to have way more passion for it than anyone else that we can hire from an outside perspective.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm just gonna go check if people have asked any questions. No questions?
I've got a question for you guys.
Here we go.
Where do you guys feel like this project could potentially be in 2 years?
Way bigger than it is right now. But I think the project could be huge. You know, I look at some other, I do the math all the time when you look at some other projects that have multi-billion-dollar market caps and how many holders they have, and like where our market cap is with 700 holders. I'm like, man, I'm calling up Anthony. Like, if you do the math, we're at, you know, we're at 8 billion. Like, now, do I think it's going to get to that point? Who knows? But, you know, I think that anything's possible. I think it's just so different. You know, I love the community so far. I think we're gaining a different type of person, you know, that's in the community, that's, you know, that understands long-term, you know, puts a smile on my face when I see, you know, people going back and forth, how long they're going to hold the token for, like, regardless of, you know, what happens. I think it's just, you know, creating people that are thinking like us.
And it's also coming to a point where, you know, it's nice to kind of think about where this could be a couple of years down the road, but there's just so much to do that's right in front of us right now. So we're kind of focused on that. And I mean, this is a point now where we're all building something together. So it's great. So I think anyone who's active in the community can answer that same question of where this could be, because we all know what kind of investments, you know, we would want to look at in the future. We all know, you know, what the benefit is to us holding and growing this thing. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, we're excited for it, but we have so much that's in front of us right now. Our main focus is making sure that we can build the right team of people. We still need to get the right, you know, web developer, you know, it's who can make constant updates to the website. You know, we obviously want to be able to give more opportunities to people that are talented, you know, in the community, that have great ideas that they want to bring to the table. And we want to be able to provide the resources and tools for people to actually bring that stuff to life and see people within our community grow. And the most exciting thing for me over these past, you know, 2 weeks is seeing this just unbelievable network of people that are entrepreneurial minded. They believe in the cause of the project. They're behind the vision, and they're a part of now creating. You know, so it's exciting. I mean, I'm excited for where we're going to be 4th of July weekend. You know, I can't even think 2 years ahead right now. We got so much in front of us, and it's all good stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good recap for so far as marketing and the timeline goes for now. Focusing on structuring the backbone of the team that we have set up, right? That's in progress right now. This will be the focus. Marketing will keep going. Reaching out to influencers, and then we'll just have to look at it by eye to see how the investments go and how the growth goes, right?
But Alex, I would be lying if I said in my head I wasn't like, man, what is it going to take to put this, you know, top 75 on CoinMarketCap? how far can we run up the ladder?
There's no further questions that I pulled out from the Reddit. So for me, that's everything I have. If you guys want to add something else.
I guess last but not least from me is biggest thank you to you, Tamshi. We are such a huge fan of you. You've been unbelievable in working with us on this thing. You've taken on so much. We're absolutely excited about being able to take this to the top with you. I mean, you're a part of the team and you've been unbelievable. So thank you for everything. We gave a lot of shout outs at the beginning, but obviously Tamshi, you are a cornerstone to this whole community and project. Everyone knows it. I'm sure everyone's cheering and hooting and hollering for you right now in front of their computer, but you're involved in everything. You got a hand in everything. We can't thank you enough. It's so exciting to, we're so lucky to have found someone like you to work with on this. So thank you, man. It's been a pleasure, more than a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure for me too. And I've loved connecting with the people in the community. I've been learning new stuff as well. Like, let's say Bo, who's helping out with the PR and he's helping out with a little bit of the online backbone stuff as well, like the Trello. I love talking about him, about this stuff. There have been other people who have been involved in other big projects, a lot of other people who are basically crypto experts. Like we have Asset Man here and the Discord I see. He's a genius. Like the stuff he says is 100% correct. He keeps an eye on the Bitcoin, updates us. I really love that kind of stuff. And I'm learning so much myself because I am by no means a crypto expert myself. So.
Well, you want to know, I second that. Thank you. Definitely the backbone of, we got so lucky coming into contact with you early on for sure.
Yeah, don't forget about Alex here. He's been doing so much for us as well.
Yeah, Shillmaster Sin over here. No, Alex, like we really do appreciate everything you've been doing as well. Even just coming on here with us and just showing FaceTime, you've got your hand in this thing and you got your hand on the wheel. You're driving it too. So we appreciate it. And we're looking forward to where this can go in these next, couple, even just this summer alone. It's going to be a big summer. So I think everyone that's in the fellowship here knows it. We have a small core group of people that have been, either involved in the beginning or super involved in terms of collaborating, having questions, having great ideas. And I think we need to kind of generate more of that from the community. I think that's another thing with the community boards, giving everybody a voice and a place where they can submit ideas or questions regularly. And we just got to get a little bit more organized and structured as this thing is growing. Because every day, Tamshi's got something new for us to learn or work on for sure. I think right now it's Trello, making sure we can kind of build everything out properly. But yeah, it's just a matter of, good organization and structure and taking it to the next level. Cause I know we're talking about where could we be 4th of July weekend. That's like our next big target in terms of, holders and where we want the market cap to be. And of course, the next investment. So we appreciate all you guys have done. We really do.
Happy to be involved. If it's okay with you guys, I think we probably wrap this up so Tamshi can get back to work. It's been too long since he's done something.
True.
Hey, I'm working right now.
I know.
He actually said he's going to bed after this, but I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe that either.
I'm gonna try. I have a long day tomorrow as well.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Also for the people in the Discord. Just wanted to point out this is the first time we're trying this. People have told me there's a bit of an issue with the sound for some people. We're definitely going to try and work on it in the future. We're just testing out some different methods and approaches on how to deal with this. We don't want to go on Twitch right away. We would like to keep this involved with the community as small as possible right now. And yeah, definitely in the future, it's going to be a little bit better and it's going to keep improving overall.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Thanks. See you next time.